So here I'm going to assign P dollars to be the amount that Kylie invested. And it was the same amount that was invested in these two investments. One earns R% interest compounded at the end of each year, and the other one earns R plus 2% yearly interest. Question is, what was the amount of money that she invested at the R plus 2? It's actually the same. So I'll start with statement 1. The investment, this investment here, the one that's earning R plus 2%, earned $200 more. So the interest you would earn is R plus 2% of P. That would be your annual interest. And we're told that this is $200 greater than what she would have earned on the R% interest. So R over 100 times P. Now the question is, are we able to figure out what P is from this? So I'll do a little bit of a manipulation here, distribute that RP and then 2P over 100. And you'll notice that that term drops out, and I'll get a unique value for P, which will be 10,000. So one is actually sufficient. Now, some of you could do it without doing this algebra, because the difference in the interest is that 2%. So that $200 really is that 2% that you would earn on P, and you'll notice that that's going to give you 10,000. The reason I did this way is that then the algebra is clear, and sometimes, for sure, if you manipulate it, you will see that you do get a unique value of P, but I always start with the more general form. That's not to say that you couldn't do it conceptually without doing any of this algebra. So depending on what you're comfortable with, well, key thing is one is sufficient, and the way this is set up is to kind of make you think that there are two unknowns and probably not sufficient. So you always want to probe this. And as I've always said, if you're claiming insufficiency, always demonstrate it with two examples. If you think it's insufficient, then you should have two different values for P. Force yourself to write them out. Obviously, it's work, but it will eliminate these kind of traps. So here, so far, 1 alone is sufficient. 2 just tells me what R is, and there's no other information. Well, that's clearly not sufficient. And we kind of see now the trap is 1 and 2. C is the trap, but the answer here is 1 alone is sufficient. Choice A.